Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Building with BdoubleO, your boy. Oh man, this is gonna be a good day. I hope you guys are excited. We're gonna have some fun. Gonna have an absolute blast. I've done some stuff off of Camry, and I will show you that soon. Actually, what are you? What sound are you making? Oh, it's hard to tell. Blast it all. Okay, I'm gonna go get a snow block. We're moving in. We're moving into one of the houses. It's about time. We've been living out here with the cows. No trample. Good. Been living out here with the cows like a bunch of fools. But I think it's now time to settle into one of these humble abodes. And I like this guy. I think this one's nice. It almost looks like a ship, or part of a ship was used to build it. Yeah, it's very fantastic. Let's put that there. Little piece of snow. And get the workbench down. And very good. Get some doors going. Bam. We safe and we locked in. And we'll have to do some interior decorating, I'm sure, and some other things to get this place looking up to par for our standards. Where would we like to sleep? Where do you want to sleep, B-dubs? That feels like a fantastic spot right there. Should we What a dangerous spot. Wait, how did I do that? How did I? Oh, well then. Interesting, huh? Okay, I did not know I could do that. That's gonna be a problem. The realtor never told me about that freaking crap. Okay, that's all right. So I'm going to kind of move my stuff in here today, and that'll happen as we progress through the episode. But we've got a lot of things that we're going to attempt to do today. I'm going to talk to you really quickly about some of the things that I have done. A new house. I kind of branched the road off this way. And I'm thinking 2 wide is a fantastic length. That's the width. That's the width we want these roads. 2 wide. It feels right. It feels tight enough. It doesn't feel too wide, but it doesn't feel too tight. It's just fine. So this house, I've kind of taken it a little bit off of. I've been doing a little bit of my own Nordic theme and design. But this is a little bit based off of an old design that Jamsy Boy made years ago. That guy, I don't think he's doing a whole lot anymore, unfortunately. But boy, oh boy, if he's done, which maybe he's not, he's had some frustrations because the metadata hasn't changed. You know how I have been saying, oh, I'd really love if I could get a cobblestone wall and stuff like that, or not. A log. Oh, my house or my bed's over here. Get a cobblestone wall shaped log. That used to be possible in 1.7. And he was working very closely with somebody on a texture pack that used metadatas to change things like that, where you could create these things and just through texture pack. So you wouldn't need a mod or anything. You just load up this texture pack and you'd have these brand new blocks, which was really, really cool. And I think when they removed that in 1.8, that was a pretty devastating blow for him, is what he said in his videos. So if he's gone because of that, he's going to be missed sorely, because he is one of the best building innovators I think Minecraft has ever seen as far as the medieval style is concerned. Really love his stuff, and anybody that's really into building knows him, that's for sure. So I haven't copied it exact. I've used a lot of my own little bits and pieces and details, and I've kind of been forced to what happened to my throat? I've kind of been forced to in some areas, because he was able to use some metadatas and stuff to make walls and texture pack to make certain things look more interesting. But I think this turned out really great. The interesting thing about this house, if you look here, you can see two different slopes. It give it kind of a leaning feel. Well, not a leaning feel. It leans, for God's sake. Like the roof leans this way a little bit, and I think that that's kind of nice. I think it looks really, really good. Now on the inside, this lower part down here, this is kind of what I snagged with the this and then the pillar coming out like that and the roof overlapping it just a bit. But inside, I did birch on the floor. This is that new birch texture that we messed with last time. I feel like I would be doing myself a disservice if I didn't give it a try in here. It's definitely light. Like, this is a good way to get away with a nice, bright, light texture. But I don't know if it's going to work well for us in this area. Because if you go in this other building, I use dark oak on the floor, and I think that feels good. Even though dark oak is on the roof and the ceilings and stuff, I think it makes a better floor. It gives you more of a warm feeling. You get this really nice warm to super cold feeling when you're in here, and I like that. I like it a lot. Now, let's talk something else. Thank you very much to... Let me find you. Hold on one second. Warlocks with 2 X's. Thank you very much for sending over to me what it takes to bring the shield down here. Notice where it's at, everybody. Notice where the shield is at. It's way, way, way down there. You want to know where it usually is? Oh, let me freaking show you where it usually is. He basically showed me where in the texture pack folder. Look at how high it is. It's up higher than my torch is. It just blocks so much of the screen. So there's just this value that you can edit. If you go into the directory, if you're interested in, you know, this stuff, if you go into the directory, models and then items and then shield, you pick the first person left-handed and change the, change the translation middle number to -3. Well, that's what I have. He said at -10, you can't even see it. Like, you can lower the shield way low, and I don't think it affects how it looks when it's brought up. This is now usable. I can use this shield. I can carry this with me anywhere. Doesn't bother me at all. So this is fantastic. I wish this was the default place that they put it. But anyway, let's continue on. Am I recording? I surely am. Okay, let's continue on. Here is the game plan for today, all right? We've got a lot already discussed and plans ahead of us, but I have been doing some research on the Stave churches. And somebody even sent me over a great video of basically some people that were taking like a tour. They were getting a tour of the Stave church, and one of the Stave churches, and it was in Norway, and they kind of just explained the history of the church and obviously the pronunciation, which is Stave. That's something I didn't know. But if you take a look here, I've kind of built this right here. This is not the material it's going to be out of, but I've built this little frame right here because one of the most interesting things I got from that tour and that video and the history of the Stave church is that originally, I believe, I haven't looked up original Stave church buildings, but I think the original building stemmed from way up top, way up there, and just came down and was like this, without all this extra fluff on the outside. So let's go on the outside and take a peek and see if we can explain this from the exterior. Yes, basically, this part right here was the church, and then it would just come down on a regular slope like this. And all this other stuff on the exterior was added on later. Now, this stuff was added on later to add structural support to the main building because the main building would not stand otherwise. It wouldn't be able to stand, be too top heavy, and would eventually come crumbling down. So they built this all around it. Another interesting thing, they made most of the Stave churches out of pine wood because they found that pine wood was really, really strong. The sap inside would harden and it would become like stone. So originally it's kind of made out of pine wood, and it's pretty cool. So there's lots of dragons and lions all over the place. And the dragons and lions, it's really scary and it looks really cryptic. But they have it in there to scare away evil spirits or sickness or stuff like that. So those sort of designs, I always kind of get that feel with the roofs when they flare out like that. I always get the kind of the image of like a dragon head or something like that. So I think that ties in really well. But what we're going to do for the interior of this church, which we may not get to all the way today, is we're going to have that old structure. We're going to bring it down. The old church. We're going to have all the walls for the old church all lined out. And then on the outside, you will have a corridor. This will be out here. We'll walk in, and the corridor would stem from here to here. That corridor is going to be just kind of a walking around area, but from what they say, when you'd walk in, you would store your weapons and other things, because weapons weren't allowed inside the church. How cool is that? Pretty sick nasty. So we'll have some armor stands maybe lined up right here, and pretty cool how just kind of researching the history and stuff can kind of help with the whole interior design aspect of it. I think that'll be great. But another thing that I'm going to attempt to do today, I'm going to have to, while I'm making my move indoors, I'm going to kind of decide what we're going to go for today, whether it's the interior of the church or this. We need some separation here between the castle, the manor, or whatever it is, and the rest of the village and the city. I've done a lot of research on Alaskan villages, believe it or not, and well, I guess this doesn't really relate to this, but I got some pretty cool info from that. But I do want to have some separation here. So what I think I'm going to do, you could separate it with like some trees and forest and stuff. I want the village to feel like it's not 100% a part of this. I want there to be some sort of protection. And I think what we're going to do, instead of building up a wall out of wood or stone, I'm going to build a wall out of snow and ice. Because what resource would they have just an absolute plethora of for something like that? And what could they potentially make very, very strong? Ice. Now, if you had some sort of flame heat magic, you could blast through it. But for the most part, snow and ice can become really hard as stone. You'd have to chip, pick away at it to break through. Obviously, snow not as much, but snow turned into ice, and so like a mixture. So that's what I'm going to do. I want to have a wall kind of coming from there, wrapping around here, and potentially a little bit of a gate situation right here, and then the wall wrapping around here, and probably down and around to there. That's the game plan. But that's going to take a lot of snow collection, which is easy. The hard part will be all the ice collection. I think we can make it happen, though. So we've got a lot of things on the plate today, a lot of great ideas. I think it's going to be exciting. Also, I've got banner colors worked out. A banner design, no. But, oh, geez, we got so much to talk about. I want this to be a whaling community. I know, people are very sensitive about whaling, but listen, this is just people out here in the world trying to survive. So they're whalers in the river. So it's river whales. We don't really have a big, massive ocean or sea for whales to reside in. So there's this pretty decent sized river that wraps way around out there. So that's something for down the road. But anyway, Bdo's going to go to sleep, going to get his move on, and we'll see y'all in just a moment. All right, the move is complete. I've taken everything out of here. I've given us a little bit of a snow effect as well, for a couple of reasons. One side benefit is that it's going to kind of cover up all this old land that we were inhabiting. Gonna leave the cow farm here. Check. 1, 2. Check. 1, 2. Oh, that looked like that was coming out a little laggy, but it seems okay to me now. I was just checking my voice and my vocals. Sorry. So, you know, still got the wheat farm here, still got the cows and stuff. So I'm not at a point to where I'm going to be good on food for a good long while. So I'm going to keep farming these guys, but I'm going to farm them a little more aggressively so I can get a nice buildup of food. I have a huge buildup of wood now at this point, so I think I'm in a good spot with that. I do kind of think I would like a clock so I could build up some... or get some. I would like some gold so I could get a clock made and be able to tell what freaking time it is. But I'm really happy with this house. I think we made a great selection. You'll see a couple reasons why. That house is really fantastic too, but this one, ooh, it's nice. I mean, from the exterior, it's beautiful. Look in the windows. Don't be scared to peek in the windows now, y'all. All right, check this out. It's snowing, baby. It's snowing. I mean, come on. It snows right through the roof. Isn't that awesome? I love it. But, okay, so this isn't my best interior design job, but I'm happy with it compared to what it was. I think it's a little nicer. Just added a wall here that separates out this room over here. It's just got some storage stuff in it. It's not super nice. This is more of a functional house more than it is 100% decorative. So there's going to be lots of chests for my storage and all that stuff. One nice thing, little bit of a trash can. If I have any materials I need to get rid of and just burn, boom, it's right there. This serves kind of as a kitchen to me. I've got these things. Ah, thank you. Got these guys up here. Oh, listen. You see here? The trapped chest makes a different noise. This has got... It's got a little bit of a clicky noise to it, which is kind of nice. Here's a little mini kitchenette area. This is 100% decorative, no use here. But that just kind of gives me a good feel as I'm walking through the place. I added some posts with the dark here. And then on the lower part, this is kind of decorative. Using the oak is like almost like a beadboard type thing. And coming over here, I've got all my main wood storage there. Can come upstairs, have a little bit of a wardrobe. Whoops. Got my stone in there, nothing in that bottom chest yet. And then boom. Look at this. Isn't this nice? The snow coming through our little chimney place. But here's where my bed is. Nothing in here in either of these chests at the moment. I'm not in love with this bed and the way I did it, but it's the oh my goodness. It's the only way this is going to work. So this is our colors, okay? The colors are going to be white and green. And just for decorative reasons, we'll add some light gray in there to help make it look a little less bland and boring. But white and green. White standing for snow, and green standing for a pine tree. So a pine tree on a white snowy field will be the sigil of this area. And no banner yet. I haven't made up a banner just yet. I don't want to do like just a classic, normal pine tree. I want to do something a little bit interesting. Originally, I had this to where the wool was like down here. It flowed a little nicer. Since we don't have wool half slabs, I'm forced into using wood to make this canopy to bridge the gap for these half slabs. But I think it does the trick. The reason why I had to use a half slab here is because I can't get in and out of this bed. I'll sleep in here and then I'll wake up right here. This is also, I think, a nice warning that it's saying, excuse me, sir, you don't have a place to spawn around here. It can't spawn me here, 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 or here. And I don't think it'll try to spawn me here. I think I may spawn back at the main area if I die. But I have no intention on dying. This episode may take a little bit of a different route. If so, we're kind of getting just a glimpse into the future of what could happen out in this area, or of what will happen in the upcoming episodes. But there's more we have to do. Down in the base of Monte, let me grab some stone here. Up from the wardrobe. Obviously, people don't usually have stone in their wardrobe, okay, is just cosmetic. But we got this little basement here. I think I'm going to make an area where some little holding. Actually, you know what I can do? I did this little design before, and I think it will work out perfectly here now. If I go like this, and I just go boom, 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 boom. Whoops. That'll just act as a little thing. You can just put the log in there and burn it from up top. A half slab, possibly? Yes, stone half slabs down below. I think that will help set it off perfectly. Excuse me, sir. Thank you. Get that out here. Get this in here. Perfect. Okay. And if we just go boom, boom. Oh, right. I won't be able to place them there. Well, okay. You know what? We'll figure something out with this later, I guess. But anyway, on these walls, I want to just try something. This basement is going to have a purpose. There is a certain farm that we removed, and a certain farm that we're going to need. And this farm is, or this basement is going to replace that farm. How does that wall look? Fantastic. It's that new cobblestone texture in there. Yeah, it keeps it interesting, right? You can just go cobblestone all the way, and it's okay. It does the trick. A couple more interesting cobblestone textures would help it out even more. But lately I have not had the time to spend a couple hours working out connecting textures for cobblestone, but that's interesting. I love the way that looks. I love the way you look. All right, go like this. Get this all out of here. Thank you, sir. Ooh, careful. All right, one more wall here. Excuse me, sir. I don't know if we'll just leave it like this. It might be a little more detailed and not as boring as we're doing right now, but I wanted to attempt it to see, can you get away with strictly cobblestone walls in this world? I like dirt floors for basements. I think that's a good way to go. Just a nice, clean dirt floor that keeps from medieval times. That's just what I imagine the floors are going to be made of. Just dirt. Speaking of dirt, I think I am going to change some things about dirt texture, where the dirt will have different color variants potentially, as well as different textures. I'd love to have 13 or 14 different dirt variants, so it could make dirt just that much more interesting. Back down this way, kind of interesting. Back down this way is some access to some ice, so we might do something about that. Kind of beautiful. Oh, it's nighttime. Great. You know what that means? B-Dub's gonna wake up, and it's gonna be freaking hell on earth out there. Oh, I can't wait. Please, spawn them on my face. I love a good creeper in the morning. Okay, boom, and you can be that. That's fine for right now. We'll dress that stairway up. But okay, so what are we going to have going on down here? Aha! Hello, buddy boy. I'm lost. Where am I? Oh, I made it all the way upstairs. It's not where I intended to go. Give me this. And I think that should do. Should I go sleep? I should go to sleep right now. Let me go to sleep. Let me go to sleep. Let me to... No, that's not take me to church at all. You can't say let me to nothing. Okay. Get down to the basement, and you know where we're headed with this, don't you? Don't you? Don't you? Okay. I think over in this corner, we'll have our boy. Whoops. I'm wearing it. I'm wearing it. Not what I intended to do. That's supposed to go in somebody's body in a second here. Yeah, I think we just go like this. We're not gonna worry. We're not gonna have skeletons spawning down in here. So I think he can actually be somewhat visible. Like so. Right? Yeah, that's fantastic. And we'll figure out a better way to chain him up. 2 chains. But that's going to be our snow farm. And that'll be perfect for us. That'll be perfect. That's where we'll get all of our snow, because we're going to need a whole lot of it. Maybe. Oh, B-Dubs is terrible. He's treacherous. Maybe he's got a friend. This is a good thing that I'm doing. I hope you know. I'm giving him a friend. I'm not imprisoning more snowmen. I'm giving him a friend. Look, y'all can be friends and talk to each other. Give me your snow, freak face. That's all right. That's all right. Okay. Perfect. So you come downstairs. Boom. Y'all been busy? Good. Good job. Okay. Listen, we've got some big plans, some things that we've talked about today. I don't think we're... Yeah. Oh, 3 of them? Gotta be freaking kidding me. No. Snipe them out, B-Dubs. Snipe them out. We're not going to be able to have time to do the church stuff that I was wanting to do today. That's going to take a backseat. But, crash! Perfect timing. I'm going to transition into working on some of the wall stuff. Crash? That's weird. There's a general idea. Thanks for the crash, Minecraft. No, here's a general idea of what I was thinking, and it's turning out okay. Obviously, if you have access to packed ice, mix packed ice in here, or only use packed ice, because it's less transparent, it's more white, and it looks more solid, so it would do a better job of getting this idea across. But for my case, I don't really have a packed ice biome near. I haven't really seen one. Maybe I need to go hunting for one, possibly. But this is kind of the idea. Obviously, it wouldn't really work in real life, but this is fantasy. We go a little bit fantasy here, and this is kind of the idea and the concept. Couple of concerns. That's one concern. Second concern is, B-Dubs, you've now blocked the view of your castle. And that is also part of the job here. I don't want this entire thing to be wide open and seen, because it's killing my atmosphere in this area. For this area, I'm not getting a good sense and feel of like this being an actual town or village. And wow, that came back very fast. I'm not getting that sense, and I think this is really going to do something. This is going to add a lot of atmosphere, something like this. So this will block our castle. It'll block the view, except for the kind of the top part, which is kind of cool actually, because something in Minecraft that I really love is when you see something off in the distance, or see something that's out of reach that looks really cool that you want to get to, but it's not easily accessible. And this is a way of kind of creating that. Whenever I see super, super tall buildings and I see a room, a window with one light on, I want to get to that area. So this kind of, in a way, creates that. You see this and you want to get to it. Obviously, the way you will get to it is there will be a gate right here. Everything will be blocked off, but when you walk through, you'll be greeted with this. And this makes this entrance into this area that much more magnificent. These flaming things out here in the open, very cool. We might even add some other things here and there. I'm not sure how I want to do the backside of these walls. I thought about adding these supports like this and maybe doing some logs in areas, instead of having it sloped on this side and sloped on this side as well. I was trying something a little different to try to mix it up a little bit. Maybe we were onto something that could potentially be cool. But we'll see. Maybe logs with fences going across? I don't know. We shall see. But yeah, there's snow layers mixed in here as well to keep this looking kind of interesting. I just don't want to go much higher than that. Maybe you know, to me, obviously, you can scale this, right? If you wanted to scale this, you could. It's possible, but it's a layer of defense, and in another way, it's kind of separating this area from the rest of the city. I'm not going to be messing around with you lowly peons down in the depths outside of my protected wall. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to work out great. I don't have quite the materials and everything else to be able to finish it off today. Going to take me quite some time to get everything I need, and I am kind of thinking I might want to go hunt for a packed ice biome or ice spikes biome before I finish this off. But it's got to go a long ways. We've got to go all the way over here. We've got this massive cave that we got to think about what to do there. So there's still some stuff we got to think about here. But anyway, I'm calling it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Build along with me if you would. I'd love to see some of the stuff you guys come up with if you're kind of going along the same theme. I think that's always really interesting to get your perspectives on things as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.